the 5 horrifying archaeological discoveries around the world that will completely rewrite human history. Hello everyone! Human history has always been a vivid tapestry woven through continuous archaeological discoveries. However, some findings are so shocking that they completely change the way we understand the past, pushing back or even breaking the hypotheses once thought to be firmly established. Among them, the following 5 horrifying archaeological discoveries not only stunned scholars, but also made the global public stop and reflect on the historical truths they once believed. From mysterious skeletons found in ancient tombs, to sites containing traces of civilizations never before recorded, to millennia-old mummies that refuse to decompose. These discoveries raise numerous questions about our origins, evolution, and even civilizations that mysteriously vanished. These findings not only open new chapters in history books, but also challenge the entire body of human knowledge, forcing archaeologists to reconsider every existing theory. So, are you curious about what mysteries the past has left for us? If so, let's explore them together right now in this video. A 2,000-year-old skeleton, smiling amid precious jewelry. On May 15th, The Sun published an attention-grabbing report about a remarkable archaeological discovery in Russia, when a farmer named Rustam Mudayev accidentally unearthed the skeleton of a man dating back some 2,000 years. After thorough examination and study, archaeologists confirmed that these remains belonged to a man with a distinctly deformed skull, a trait not uncommon among ancient nomadic tribes. And despite the harsh erosion of time, the jawbone remained intact, demonstrating the exceptional preservation of the burial site. What is even more astonishing is that beside the skeleton lay a trove of valuable jewelry buried alongside it, supporting the hypothesis that this could be the tomb of a leader from the Sarmatian tribe, one of the powerful nomadic peoples who once dominated the territory of present-day Russia around the 5th century AD. Georgy Stukalov, a scientific researcher from the Astrakhan History Museum, stated, "After carefully examining the burial area, they suspected this was a royal tomb, a type of family burial common in ancient nomadic cultures. Indeed, the skeleton was found in a wooden coffin with the head elevated higher than the body, giving the impression that the deceased was resting on a pillow, a ritual arrangement with deep cultural significance, usually reserved for high-status individuals." Alongside the remains, archaeologists uncovered a collection of daggers and many lavish gold items, including a gold belt buckle adorned with turquoise and a small golden horse head placed between the skeleton's legs. These artifacts not only clarify the noble status of the tomb's occupant, but also reflect the unique culture of the Sarmatians, renowned as traditional and powerful nomadic warriors who used the horse head as a symbol of strength and social rank. Near the main tomb, archaeologists also discovered the remains of a woman buried with a bronze mirror, a symbol of refinement and the important role of women in Sarmatian society, along with sacrificial offerings shaped like sheep and various stone items. The presence of these ritual objects indicates a complex and symbolic burial ceremony, reflecting the religious beliefs and customs of this ancient nomadic community. Not far from there, another tomb containing the remains of an elderly man was found, with artifacts decorated with silver and bronze horse heads. This further confirms that the area served as the final resting place for many individuals of status within Sarmatian society, with funerary rites conducted according to strict traditions and rules. These findings shed new light on the social system and culture of the Sarmatians, while providing valuable clues about how they built their communities, organized power, and practiced their faith nearly 2 millennia ago. The discovery of this Sarmatian royal tomb not only opens a window into the life of a powerful ancient nomadic tribe, but also showcases the miraculous preservation of artifacts and remains after thousands of years. It is a clear testament to the sophistication of Sarmatian burial rituals and their artistry in crafting jewelry and weapons. At the same time, these precious artifacts assist historians and archaeologists in reconstructing a rich historical narrative, enhancing our understanding of the social, economic, and cultural development of what is now ancient Russian territory. The collaboration between archaeologists, historians, and history museums continues to drive deeper research into Sarmatian culture while bringing their ancient story to modern audiences through exhibitions and scholarly work. This also serves as a powerful reminder that beneath the earth still lie many untapped mysteries, ready to reveal fascinating tales of civilizations long gone and the people who once lived on this land thousands of years ago. A 1700-year-old woman's skeleton with an unusually elongated skull resembling an alien. Hidden beneath the ancient soil of the majestic Caucasus Mountains in Russia, a mystery from a distant past has just been awakened. The skeleton of a woman who lived nearly 1700 years ago has been unearthed, featuring a bizarre characteristic that stunned archaeologists, a skull shaped like an elongated egg, reminiscent of extraterrestrial beings in popular culture. But what makes this discovery truly remarkable is not just the strange shape itself, but the complex historical and social stories it reveals about a civilization that once thrived in the heart of modern-day Russia. The excavation took place at the Gomurzievskoye settlement on the hillside of the Republic of Ingushetia, a strategic region nestled between the Nazranka and Sunja rivers. This was part of a collaborative project between the Caucasus Archaeological Institute and the Yevgeny Krupnov Archaeological Center, ongoing for several months. During the study of an ancient burial site, archaeologists uncovered the remains of a woman belonging to the elite class of the late antiquity period, specifically from the 4th or 5th century AD, a time when Europe was entering the Dark Ages as profound historical upheavals swept away classical civilizations and ushered in the medieval era. The woman's skull exhibited an unusually elongated shape, rising prominently toward the back, unlike any natural form found in modern humans. However, this phenomenon was not the result of a congenital defect or supernatural influence, but rather an intentional cultural practice: cranial deformation. According to researchers from the Caucasus Archaeological Institute, during her early years, the girl's head and neck were tightly wrapped or bound with cloth bands or rings to alter the natural growth structure of the skull, creating a shape believed to symbolize nobility and power. This custom of skull shaping was practiced by many ancient peoples around the world, including the Sarmatians, Alans, and Huns, nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes who once ruled vast territories stretching from Eastern Europe to Central Asia. For them, the elongated skull was not only a mark of beauty, but also an indicator of social rank, superior intellect, or a sacred connection with the divine. Therefore, only individuals from the elite class or those with special roles in the community underwent this practice from infancy. Beyond the extraordinary skull shape, the woman's tomb also provided significant evidence about the life and culture of the community to which she belonged. Alongside the skeleton, archaeologists found a series of valuable artifacts such as weapons, jewelry, ancient pottery, and animal bones, including both wild and domesticated species. These discoveries indicate that this burial site was reserved for a high-status individual, possibly a spiritual leader, a member of royalty, or a noblewoman with considerable influence in the ancient Caucasus society. Even more remarkably, experts noted that the woman's teeth were well preserved despite having been buried underground for many centuries. This allowed researchers to analyze her diet, lifestyle habits, and health condition during her lifetime. From these insights, they can gradually reconstruct the portrait of a woman living in a turbulent era while gaining a deeper understanding of the ancient social structure and belief systems of the Caucasus region. This discovery not only enriches the knowledge about ancient civilizations that once existed on Russian territory, but also raises intriguing questions about cultural exchanges among Eurasian nomadic cultures during the post-Roman era. The 17 decapitated skeletons found in a 2,000-year-old burial site. In the peaceful countryside of modern England, buried beneath layers of ancient soil, an archaeological discovery has stunned researchers near the town of Bury St. Edmunds, Suffolk County. At the site of a Roman-era cemetery dating back approximately 2,000 years, archaeologists unearthed a total of 52 human skeletons. However, the most shocking fact was not the number itself, but that 17 of these skeletons were missing their heads. The skulls were found separated from their bodies, deliberately arranged next to the remains. A strange and haunting image that hints at ancient funeral rituals that remain a mystery to this day. At first glance, many might associate this with brutal executions often depicted in Roman period dramas. Yet, archaeologists on site quickly dismissed that theory. Andrew Peachy, a lead researcher involved in the study, emphasized that these were not the results of violence or capital punishment, but traces of a complex funerary ritual, possibly linked to a local community, perhaps a religious sect, or a migrating group carrying unique customs. The distinguishing feature lies in the marks on the bones. The cuts were not made while the victims were alive but after death. This indicates that the decapitation was ritualistic, not punitive. The incisions were located just behind the jawbone, unlike the lower neck cuts expected from executions by sword or axe. This crucial detail allows researchers to clearly differentiate between religious ritual deaths and violent deaths. Preliminary analysis showed the skeletons belonged to both men and women, including 2 children around 10 years old. Most were healthy adults with well-developed arm and shoulder muscles, suggesting regular engagement in agricultural work. Some exhibited traits consistent with manual labor or crafts, reflecting the diverse social fabric of the local population during the Roman occupation of Britain. Their diet was also revealed through dental and bone analysis. They appeared to have been well-nourished, consuming significant amounts of natural sugars and carbohydrates, a rarity among ancient farming communities. This suggests access to stored food supplies or imported goods during a period of economic growth under Roman rule in Britain. However, the high sugar intake came with drawbacks. Poor oral hygiene, tooth decay, and premature tooth loss were common among the remains. Although the individual identities remain unknown, it is clear these were not outcasts or executed criminals. On the contrary, the care taken in the burial process, from the arrangement of the skulls to the placement of grave goods, indicates a certain level of respect for the deceased. They may have been members of a religious group or tribe, holding the belief that separating the head from the body after death would help the soul achieve release, preventing unwanted reincarnation, or simply a ritual to distinguish the dead from the living world. Archaeologists are currently in the process of carefully removing all skeletal remains from the site for further detailed analysis. Once research is complete, the entire collection will be handed over to a local museum for long-term display, education, and study. This is not only a way to preserve a part of human history, but also a valuable opportunity for the public to engage with previously hidden mysteries surrounding funerary rites in the ancient Roman world. This groundbreaking find reaffirms that ancient secrets still lie buried beneath the earth, waiting to be uncovered. What appears to be an ordinary cemetery conceals eerie burial rituals that bring us closer to understanding the spiritual beliefs and concepts of life and death held by people of the past. It is in places like this, where history, archaeology, and legend intersect, that we truly sense the vividness and complexity of civilizations that vanished thousands of years ago. The mystery of a 345-pound treasure beneath a house foundation in China. On what seemed like an ordinary morning in Cha Village, located in Jingdezhen City, Jiangxi Province, famously known throughout China as the porcelain capital for over 1,700 years, a group of locals digging the foundation for a new house unexpectedly uncovered a treasure. But it wasn't gold, jade, or gems. Instead, hundreds of thousands of ancient coins, covered in mud, lay silently beneath the earth for more than 800 years. According to the Jiangnan Metropolis Daily, the total weight of this treasure is approximately 5.6 metric tons, equivalent to about 12,345 pounds, and consists of around 300,000 ancient coins dating back to the Song dynasty, which ruled China from 960 to 1279 AD. The discovery immediately shook Cha Village, not only because of the sheer scale of the treasure, but also because of the historical mysteries it might unlock. Shortly after the news spread, local authorities and archaeology experts from the Jiangxi Provincial Museum quickly intervened. An official excavation began on October 22nd, just days after the initial find. Police were deployed to secure the site, preventing unauthorized digging that could disturb valuable artifacts. Beneath the hardened soil, countless barrels of coins were unearthed, heavily oxidized and coated in greenish-bronze corrosion. While the coins have little material value today, they were common currency during the Song era. Each coin is an invaluable clue to reconstructing the economic, commercial, and social life of one of China's most illustrious dynasties. Feng Ruqin, head of the local museum, suggested 2 main theories about the origin of this massive hoard. One possibility is that it belonged to a wealthy group of merchants in the region who buried their assets as protection against war or unrest. Another theory is that the coins were held by a private bank, a rudimentary financial institution in ancient times that exchanged currency and safeguarded valuables for locals. Although the exact origin remains unknown, signs indicate the money was buried hastily without special protective structures, suggesting the owner faced an unexpected crisis and never returned to retrieve it. What makes this find even more significant is the historical context it reflects. The Song dynasty was famous for its flourishing monetary economy, extensive trade networks, and major advances in coin casting technology. The discovered coins, while similar in shape, primarily bronze with square holes in the center, carry various reign marks representing emperors from Song Taizu to Song Ningzong. Feng explained that analyzing, cleaning, and cataloging the entire cache is expected to take 2 to 3 years due to the meticulousness and precision required in every step. The story doesn't end there. Although official excavation has been completed, many villagers in Cha continue to dig around the site in hopes of finding more treasure. Some families have even paused home construction, dreaming of striking it rich from their homeland's soil. This event quickly became a hot topic in media and historical forums, with images of ancient coins piled in sacks and wooden barrels widely circulated on Chinese social media. This unexpected discovery carries not only archaeological significance, but also ignites the modern human curiosity and thirst to uncover a glorious yet turbulent past. Centuries may fade surface traces, but what lies deep underground silently tells its story, through every coin, every layer of soil, every event buried by time. It is through accidental finds like this that we recognize archaeology's priceless value, reviving what seemed forgotten and restoring history through each brick and handful of earth once thought meaningless. Over 800 years later, the treasure beneath Cha Village is not only an artifact of a bygone era, but also a symbol of the magical connection between present-day humanity and a distant past. Once again, history speaks, not in words, but through the silent metal mass lying beneath the brown earth, reminding us that beneath every step we take, there may lie an epic chapter waiting to be uncovered. The oldest stone road in the world. Hidden beneath the dust of time in Egypt's arid desert lies an ancient road few would expect. It is not a simple worn path made by nomads or a dirt track of primitive tribes, but an actual constructed road, paved with stone, stretching over 7.5 miles long and dating back more than 4,300 years. Known as the Moeris Road, this is not only the oldest paved stone road ever recorded in human history, but also a powerful testament to the advanced engineering skills of ancient Egyptian civilization. Located in the Fayum region, a district not far from today's Cairo, the road was built sometime between 2500 and 2100 BCE, during Egypt's Old Kingdom period, the same era when the great immortal pyramids of Giza were constructed. The road extends 7.5 miles, connecting a basalt quarry deep within the sandstone region to the ancient Lake Moeris, a natural water body that once connected to the Nile River during historical flood seasons. What amazes archaeologists and modern engineers is not only the road's age, but also its solid structure and the sophisticated construction techniques that the ancient Egyptians applied thousands of years ago. The surface is paved with sandstone and limestone slabs, averaging about 8 feet wide enough for teams of stone-hauling carts to pass. Notably, on some steep sections, the Egyptians used wooden sledges similar to sleds, an extremely clever method that helped transport multi-ton basalt blocks safely and efficiently from the quarry down to the lake. According to the American Society of Civil Engineers, ASCE, the road's elevation at that time was approximately 65 feet above sea level. Using an ingenious irrigation management system, the Egyptians exploited the Nile's flood seasons to transport basalt stones via canals and boats downstream to Giza, where tombs, temples, and monuments were being built. Even more astonishingly, Moeris Road is not just the oldest paved stone road ever found. It is the only road built this way by the ancient Egyptians. Some segments feature tightly fitted stone slabs, showcasing meticulous workmanship and engineering calculations, while other parts appear more randomly arranged, possibly due to changing terrain or varying purposes. Geologist James Harrell from the University of Toledo, who has extensively studied this road, stated, "This road may not compare to the pyramids in terms of scale, but it is an engineering marvel not to be overlooked. We never even thought that ancient Egyptians built real roads like this." While there are older routes in the world, such as England's Ridgeway National Trail, which has existed for over 5,000 years, the key difference is that Ridgeway is a natural dirt path that was never paved. whereas Mummies Road is a fully man-made structure with clear design, construction, and purpose. Ridgeway stretches over 87 miles, starting from the Avebury area, a World Heritage Site famous for its massive stone circles, and runs through dry highlands, avoiding dense forests below. It once served as an important corridor for shepherds, traders, and even prehistoric armies traveling across southern England. However, if Ridgeway was a natural prehistoric route, Mummies Road stands as a symbol of intentional space creation, serving a grander purpose, building structures of eternal significance. It reflects not only a highly organized workforce, but also the technical vision of the ancient Egyptians, leveraging natural resources, water flow, and available tools to execute timeless projects. Looking back, amid the mysteries of the pyramids, the Sphinx, and royal tombs, we may have overlooked something seemingly simple but profoundly important: a road. A small stone road cutting through the barren desert, yet carrying the pinnacle of engineering and human intellect from over 4,000 years ago. And perhaps on this road, the silent footsteps of history have quietly left their marks, now telling us a story as majestic as the towering pyramids that rise above the Egyptian sky. As you can see, these shocking archaeological discoveries have opened a new door, full of surprises and challenges, for humanity on its journey to uncover its own history. Each piece found not only helps illuminate the past, but also forces us to question what remains hidden beneath the dust of time. Perhaps the history we once knew is only the tip of the iceberg, and these discoveries serve as a reminder that the quest for truth is still long and filled with mysteries. What do you think about what I've just shared? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and don't forget to give this channel a like and subscribe so you won't miss any more fascinating discoveries. For now, goodbye, and see you next time.